Hello, how's it going? Welcome back to F1 Manager 2024 and another part of the Road to Glory career mode with Lotus F1. Thank you very much for all of the support on the series so far. Make sure you keep hitting the like button down below, getting involved down in the comments. I really do appreciate it. Over the last couple of weeks, I have sort of been here, there and everywhere. Had a few days in London, had a few days back in the northeast where I am from. And coming up is a few days in Barcelona, sort of just putting all of my sort of vacation time into a 2-week period, and therefore, you know, I haven't been replying to comments and that sort of thing as much, but yeah, trust me, I am reading them. I'm reading all of your comments, and I really do appreciate the support, so thank you very much. Do keep it coming, and lots more exciting content to come on the channel over the next few weeks, so really looking forward to that. But without further ado, let's get ourselves immersed into the action today. So today we have got the Italian Grand Prix. We have had a decent time of things recently in terms of a bit of a streak of scoring points. Of course, we scored points in Spa. That was one of our best results yet. We finished in 10th there. Just behind Yuki Tsunoda. It was a great result in that Grand Prix. That followed the Hungarian Grand Prix, where we did, again, finish in 10th with Nico Hülkenberg. And then in Zandvoort last time out, we managed to finish in 9th with Nico Hülkenberg, getting 2 points in one race for the first time. Mick Schumacher, of course, did have to retire, though. But what that means is that now we are on 5 points, all scored by Nico Hülkenberg currently. Now, Nico Hülkenberg has announced that he will be joining RB, I think it was, next season. Was it RB? Yeah, he's joining RB next season, so he's obviously got his eyes on potentially a future Red Bull spot, but he is 37 now, so we were only going to offer him a 1-year contract. RB did that as well, and they're just sort of tied it over. That does mean, though, that Daniel Ricciardo is available for next season, so he's the guy that we are going to have a look at. Lots of guys are open to negotiation, including Max Verstappen, apparently. We don't believe that at all. But yeah, you know, I kind of want to keep it realistic. Ultimately, we would not be able to sign any of these guys for Lotus in Season 2. Maybe Perez, but then I'm not sure. Gasly we've had in the past. Ocon we've had in the past. Bottas is a possibility. Yuki Tsunoda we've had in the past. Same with Alex Albon. Stroll, of course, in the very first series of F1 Manager that we did. We haven't had Kevin Magnussen at any point, but I'm not that interested in Kevin, to be honest. I'm interested in Daniel Ricciardo, so we're gonna well, he's certainly been scouted already, I think. Zhou Guanyu is a possibility. Liam Lawson, we're getting scouted. Theo Pourchaire as well. Because, I mean, they're already 80 rated. They could be absolute world beaters, hopefully alongside Mick Schumacher. I know a few people have suggested the likes of Pato O'Ward, also, you know, Zane Maloney, a few people have talked about. Kimi Antonelli is somebody I would definitely consider. But you can see, you know, there's plenty of guys out there that we could go and get, but we're just gonna, you know, keep it fairly chilled at present. Now, Mick Schumacher is missing a chassis, so he's gonna have to go back to the old spec, and same for the suspension, I think. Oh, no, we can install a replacement for that one. Rear wing, we can install a replacement for that as well. In terms of engine, we're probably going to have to go for our final engine of the season with Mick. But yeah, it's all looking looking decent at the moment. Let's continue on. And we'll see if any of our contracts come through. And here is the scouting done, which is good. Yeah, Tail Porsche looking very, very good. Now, how old is Porsche? Porsche is 21. Still very high development rate. Very, very fast. Not so good at overtaking. But definitely could go and score us some points, couldn't he? The other one, of course, is Liam Lawson. You know, he is somebody that lots of people are going to want. And he is much more of an all-rounder. He's probably not quite as fast as Tail Porsche, and he's only high development rate, so he's probably not going to be quite as good as Tail. So I'm tempted to put in an offer for Tail Porsche for next season if the Daniel Ricciardo deal doesn't come through. Okay, let's continue on to the weekend then. So suspension is now completed, so that's fine. We don't have any more chassis, so I'm just going to have to deal with that. We are struggling for parts, so we are going to need a couple of good results, I think, to really bring that along. Design center improvement. So it'll increase our engineer capacity, but it will cost $1 million, which we don't really have at the moment, so we are going to deny that for now. Okay, let's get ourselves into the weekend then and see how we get on. We're going to finish 13th with Nico Hülkenberg and 15th with Mick Schumacher. We are... no, we'll go 17th. There's not much of a difference between those two. I think he can definitely finish 17th though, so let's see how we get on.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, with the Italian Grand Prix. Welcome to life in the fast lane. We're here at Monza in Italy, the home of Ferrari. But who will take home the points this weekend? The previous race saw Carlos Sainz top the podium after a tremendous drive. Can he maintain his winning ways with another good outing this weekend? Stay with us then as the weekend gets underway.
Okay, and there was a request on a recent video about going through practice, so I thought today we'd take the opportunity to do that, and I'll show you exactly what I do in practice. In terms of engines and stuff, we are going to put in our lowest percentage stuff, mainly because you want to save the durability. Now, I wasn't doing that early in the season because there was a bug where you got a penalty, so I was trying not to do that as much. That will cost us as we go forward. Now, in terms of setups, I have been using some general setups for first practice and then sort of whittling it down from there, but there is a technique where you just keep all of the bars in the middle, but I just looked up some generic F1 Manager 2023 setups, and I believe they have some for 2024 as well, but they work exactly the same whether they are 2023 or 24. You can already see there's a general idea of where they want the car to go. I'm assuming that we're going to want a little bit more front wing, so I am going to put that as 2. Then we do the same for Mick Schumacher, so we're going to go for his 33% engine, because believe it or not, we might need that 40% one for next season. Although we should really be using this 52% one with a fault. It does mean that your pace is going to be very, very slow in qualifying. 2% is probably too low to use. Move it up to 18 and then just sort of go with a similar setup. Probably not exactly the same because you want to see what direction the car needs to go in. So you want to just keep those in a decent window like that, and then you go straight into it. I wouldn't recommend simulating because they don't sort of respect your wishes with the car. Send them both out and then just put it on 16 times, and yeah, I'll see you guys a little bit later once the setup satisfaction has come in. Well, there you go. That is a problem with this year's game. If you put bad components into the car, then this can happen, where Hulkenberg has had to retire almost immediately there with an engine failure. So, yeah, it really can affect things, putting in the old components. Unfortunately, that's the end of Hulkenberg's session now, so we're fighting with one car. And now we're at a point where Schumacher is very close to gathering all of the setup feedback. So once that's at 5 out of 5, you want to call him straight in.
Very good in the car.
And then head to reconfigure. And it will bring everything sort of into line with what you're hopefully expecting. Yeah, this is always difficult. When it's good, it's either going to go to the left or to the right, but you don't know which way he's going to want the setup to go. So you just try one of them, maybe fiddle around with a couple of other little bits. You can see Kimi Antonelli's actually out there for Mercedes, matching pretty much what George Russell's doing. But cars do tend to put in their old parts, so it's very, very difficult to tell what the pace is in practice anyway. But you send them straight back out, and then you gather more feedback. And you see now we have the slight issue where we've went the wrong way with the setup call. So he actually wanted an extra click on the anti-roll distribution. So now it's a case of trying to get things back the way they were. And that's looking pretty good. But now we need to put some different tyres on. I'm going to put some soft tyres on because, you know, we're not going to get any laps done anyway, so we might as well go for a little glory run at the end of the session. I mean, he might not even get any laps in. We'll maybe pause it as soon as that has completed, and we'll take some fuel out. Yeah, there we go. So you can go for 3 laps. But I don't even think he's going to get one in here. Well, he might just. Yeah, he's going to cross the line, and then we'll see what sort of time he can put in. This is in a heavily wounded car. And you can see Ollie Behrman just getting a lovely toe off him. So Behrman's probably... Oh! Well, Schumacher just came in. Not really sure why. But there you go. Fernando Alonso, he's going to have a penalty going into the race. But yeah, then you just need to change things. So it looks like his engine and gearbox went, which is really not good. So we've now only got 2 of those components left. yeah, I mean, everything's looking okay for Hulkenberg, so we can simulate the next session. And everything should be fine. So simulate session. And you should find that the setup satisfactions are pretty good. There you go with Mick Schumacher. Yeah, pretty good. I think just an extra click that way, that might turn it into 100%. Same problem for Hulkenberg that we had with Schumacher. So, yeah, then you just simulate. And then this is where I usually pick up with you guys. So, let's listen to David Croft.
Now it's time to see who'll come out on top as qualifying gets underway.
As we've already seen, Monza is a fast circuit. And it's no wonder the locals call it La Pista Magica, the magic track. For 80% of this lap, the cars are at full throttle, and the engines will need to give it everything they've got here in qualifying.
Given what we've seen of late, what do you think of Kevin Magnussen there, Karun?
It's interesting because they weren't that fast in practice. I'm not sure if this was a lack of pace or just the team trying different things, but I imagine we'll see their true performance soon enough.
Fortunately for us, it's nearly time for them to hit the track.
And then it's a case of doing your final adjustments before qualifying. So you need to make sure that you've put in the freshest engine possible, particularly for power circuits like Monza. And then you have a look at that and think, well, yeah, I can improve the setup slightly here. So that's exactly what we're going to do for Nico. That all looks good. So Hulkenberg will have a very good setup. Schumacher's already got a very good setup, so there's no need to really fiddle with that. 97% is about as good as you'll get. And then you need to put in his fresh components and get yourself ready for qualifying. So here we go then. We are ready to rock and roll in Q1. Always a very important session for us. And we are going to need to try and master the tour here as well. So we're going to go out a little bit later on to try and avoid traffic. Annoyingly, we could have went out straight away like we normally do. I'm going to go out now. Schumacher followed by Hulkenberg. That looks like a good distance between them. Yeah, let's follow Nico Hulkenberg, who in theory has been the quicker of the two drivers throughout the season. 4/10 quicker. He should be quicker on this lap as well because he's got the torque. And this looks pretty much the perfect distance between the two of them. Hulkenberg getting a very lovely slipstream. And here comes Mick Schumacher up to the line. Hulkenberg follows over. Hulkenberg goes P3. Wow. Schumacher goes above K-Mag.
Go in and box.
Well, look at that. 1.4 second delta there. I think that's showing us the power of the torque. But Hulkenberg P3 there. So we're going to stick some fuel in the car. Going to send them out there on scrubs. Just need to wait for the track to die down a little bit. I think now is the time. So this time we're going to send out Hulkenberg, followed by Schumacher. And again, that should work out pretty nicely. We'll maybe even get Hulkenberg out of the way of his teammate. It's not as close as we'd like. But hopefully Schumacher can find more time in this first sector, and he does. He's getting a very distant tow, isn't he? So maybe we take manual control of Hulk. Slow him down a bit. And we did actually get a better middle sector. Trying to get Mick Schumacher that little tow. This is looking decent for Mick. Green sectors, and here comes Mick Schumacher over the line. It's in the 21s, jumps him up to 12th. Splits the Mercedes cars. You would think that is going to be enough to get through. Sainz is currently one of the cars that is out of qualifying. We're going to risk it. Yep, Sainz goes up to P4, so we drop to 14th. Sargent's the only one that can go above us. He doesn't manage that, and we are through in 10th and 14th. Very, very good to see. Logan Sargent, Ocon, Albon, Fittipaldi, Zhou Guan Yu and Pierre Gasly are the ones to drop out. Ah, no. Yeah, messed up Hulkenberg's setup, unfortunately. It's a shame. It is a shame. But he seemed to do pretty well in Q1. We're going to do exactly the same.
Get ready for the green light.
Here in Q2. And, well, it looks like Hulkenberg's going to be following Yuki Tsunoda this time, rather than Mick. We'll see if we can get anywhere near that time that we produced in Q1. If we can, then it's probably going to look good for getting through to Q3. So a 28-1 first sector, that's pretty respectable. Shouldn't be any traffic trouble. And they've matched each other in that middle sector, so Hulkenberg not getting much of an advantage here. It's going to be Mick Schumacher over the line first. Can he get into the 120s? It's a 121.2. Here comes Hulkenberg. It's a 120.9. And that puts him second, just behind Yuki Tsunoda. But only 2/10 between the boys at the moment. You feel like with a little bit extra, we might be able to get through here. We'll send them out without any tow now. Hulkenberg and Schumacher can be the one to follow. It's a better middle sector for Nico. It's not good lap for Mick Schumacher, so we're going to just call him in. Here comes Nico Hulkenberg up to the line then. It's no improvement.
One shot, white line and 50 meter. It's a stop in box.
Brand new tyres for Schumacher.
You're in P10. Good lap, good lap.
Now then. Yeah, needed them to be out pretty close to each other. Now Sainz is the one to watch.
Okay, watch out behind, cars are pushing.
Oh dear.
Remember your brake warm-up procedure.
Yeah, this is not good. They're too close to each other here. That's better. That's better. Yeah, this is pretty good. So can Hulkenberg get into the top 10 shootout here? I feel like Schumacher's going to need to get out of the way very quickly. Unless Schumacher's better in this first sector. She isn't. Let him out of the way. And now allow Hulkenberg to just push. Schumacher's going to be out of qualifying. Nothing we can do about that. Middle sector's okay from Hulk. Can he find anything in this final sector? He's coming round now. Nah, it's no good. Lost a lot of time in that final sector. Nico Hulkenberg, and he is out in P12. It's going to be P14 for Mick Schumacher. Hamilton doesn't improve either. So there you go. We're out in 12th and 14th. It's about where we have been qualifying. Could have maybe improved slightly. But his Q2 time was better than his Q1 time. And that's all you can really hope for. Now, we do have Fernando Alonso. He will be getting a penalty, so we will potentially move up one position. So it's Oscar Piastri that is going to be on a pole position for the Italian Grand Prix. Can we score points for a fourth race in a row?
Well, it won't be long before the drivers hit the track for 53 laps around Monza in what should be a fast and fantastic race.
Monza has seen some incredible moments in the past. Pierre Gasly's unexpected 2020 victory reminded us of how wonderfully unpredictable this sport can be.
Monza, a centurion among circuits, dripping with motorsport history. Expect to see cars fly by as 80% of the track is tackled at full throttle. It's not all go, however, and brakes can be prone to overheating through the tight chicanes that Monza has to offer. Race day has arrived, and the time has almost come for these drivers to fight it out, wheel to wheel.
Okay, fabulous. Right. We are ready to crack on then with this Grand Prix. Now, Hulkenberg has moved up one position. One stop is apparently going to be the fastest way to go today. But we might risk it with Schumacher. We have done that quite often this season. You know, we've split our strategy. Schumacher tends to get the worst of it. But yeah, I'm wondering, what about a hard, medium, soft? How would that look? It's only a 2 seconds difference. What if we swapped it round? And did soft, hard, medium. Yeah, I think that would be pretty nice. Yeah, let's go for that. I'm just going to try an alternate strategy where we are aggressive on the mediums in the middle. It's always good to, you know, change up your strategy and see what is going to be the quickest way to drive around a circuit. Yeah, we definitely want that one, don't we? Yeah. Let's go for that then. Let's go for that. So Schumacher's going to start on the softs. We might as well take a lap of fuel out of both cars as well. Do just need to quickly change Schumacher's strategy again. Yep, that's looking good for me. Let's get ourselves into it then. 53 laps of the Italian Grand Prix.
The anticipation is really building here. The fans in attendance are absolutely buzzing with excitement. You and I won't be the only ones keeping an eye on Oscar Piastri, Karoo.
They're on pole, and it's well deserved. I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do.
Right, let's get to it then. Here we are at the oldest circuit in Europe for this, the Italian Grand Prix. And it's lights out.
Lights out, away we go then, here in Monza. I'm going to tell Hülkenberg to be aggressive at the start, and his teammate, and here goes Hülkenberg. He's got a lovely gap down the inside. Can he go for it? He's actually lost a position there. Quite surprising considering where he was, but he's going to have a look at the Curva Grande. What a move there from Hülkenberg round the outside of Lewis Hamilton. Now he's going to try and go around the outside of Lance Stroll, and he is up into P10.
Very good. Nico.
Beautiful. Now then, Mick Schumacher, can he follow? He's obviously on a two-stop strategy. Really important that he makes it past these boys early on here. Pretty much everybody has started on the medium tyres, so that is an opportunity for Mick Schumacher to have the quicker tyre. There's only one person on the hard tyre out there, and that is Logan Sargent. So here comes Mick Schumacher round the outside of Lewis Hamilton. That turns into the inside line, and he is through. Beautifully done there. Now, Nico Hülkenberg has got George Russell, and he's overtaken Daniel Ricciardo. Wow.
Nico Hülkenberg.
Let's have a look at this. So we caught him, and it's again the Curva Grande's just got a little bit more pace there. And Schumacher seems to be attacking well as well. Neutral on the ERS, and we are going to keep pushing with both drivers early on here. And Yuki Tsunoda has a mechanical fault. That's going to help Nico Hülkenberg, you would think. Yeah, he's going to be the start of this train now. There goes Daniel Ricciardo through. I feel like it's not worth pushing the tyres now. It's going to be the same for Mick Schumacher. Yep. K-Mag is looking very, very racy indeed. He's going to have a look down the inside, but Schumacher stays ahead for now. Can Nico Hülkenberg stay within DRS distance of the two cars in front? That is going to be race critical for him to try and do that. Schumacher managing to stay in front of Lewis Hamilton right now. But Schumacher has a better exit, and he's looking like he could have another go, but not happened just yet. Here comes Hülkenberg. But yeah, Fernando Alonso found a lovely little route through, and yeah, Hülkenberg just boxed in a little bit by Yuki Tsunoda, then down to 12th now. Really needs to get past Yuki quickly. Ricciardo struggling as well. So it's an interesting battle this. And here we go then with Hulkenberg. Should be able to get past Tsunoda here. So we head to the helicopter cam. And yeah, Hulkenberg. Oh, well. No. Not enough there. I think Tsunoda's fixed his problem. That's maybe where that extra pace came from. Schumacher's re-overtaken Lewis Hamilton. Is that at the Curva Grande?
It was Mick Schumacher involved. It's certainly inviting.
Yeah. A lovely move from Mick Schumacher. But he's probably not getting the purchase that we were expecting on those soft tyres. Hulkenberg definitely within the pace of the two RB cars. And of course, he will be joining next season. This is going to probably be a race-long battle for the final point, isn't it? Hulkenberg trying to get Daniel Ricciardo, who will most likely be taking his seat next season if we can get that sorted. As Albon locks up, he drops to the back of the grid. But yeah, Hulkenberg just not quite managing to get him just yet. So time to zoom forward a little bit. Trying to look after our tyres a little bit more than some of the guys around us. Might be worth Schumacher just maybe avoiding high-risk curbs. That's probably going to be a better strategy, going on to medium on there. Hulkenberg can go on to medium as well, and that should just make him a little bit more consistent out there. While he is in that DRS train. And there you go, he goes down the inside of Ricciardo, was very close to making the move stick there. Schumacher, meanwhile, has lost about 3 seconds to Lewis Hamilton now. Yeah, I think that strategy is not working out for him.
Yep.
Hulkenberg back on the edge of this DRS train, and wow, he's made 2 positions. There's Hulkenberg. Very strong indeed. Let's have a little look at his overtake here.
The action closely here.
And yeah, it was Russell on the gravel. He managed to make it past. Yeah, I'm thinking let's get Schumacher in. Let's get him in onto the hard tyres. Let's get the rest out of those tyres now. It's still a long time until he's due to come in. So Schumacher into the pits. Let's see what sort of pit stop we can get out of him here. That's okay, 2.5. That's okay. So he comes back out in 19th position. And in a little bit of clear air. So keep an eye on him. But I think he's in a good place here. And then Nico Hülkenberg right behind Fernando Alonso and Yuki Tsunoda, both who have had issues today. And this could be the chance on Tsunoda. Looks like Albon is going to have an imminent mechanical failure. And Albon has come in and retired the car. So there's no DRS or anything there. As Daniel Ricciardo makes it back round once again here. Yeah, it's just so interesting, the different strategies that AI go for here in terms of their tyres. Daniel Ricciardo's got probably the best tyres of anybody. And if you look further ahead, there's some people in the 30s now. Alonso in the 30s on tyre percentages there. Meanwhile, Mick Schumacher has caught up to Esteban Ocon, so needs to be making that move pretty quickly.
And tires are a bit on the cool side, so just watch out.
And there goes Schumacher past Ocon. Nicely done. Hülkenberg, meanwhile, has dropped off the back of that little group. Deploy the ERS a little bit here. Might get back into that battle. And being in that DRS train is particularly important.
Copy that.
Like a couple laps or sooner than that?
Yep, copy.
Right, so Fernando Alonso is in. I think that means that we have to react. And bring in Nico Hülkenberg this lap. Schumacher, meanwhile, big undercut on Kevin Magnussen there. Unless Magnussen had a mechanical or pit stop issue. I'm not sure he did. Some good pace from Schumacher.
No. That's a slow pit stop there.
And here comes in Nico Hülkenberg then. He pits. Tsunoda has not come in. Neither has Stroll, so it's pretty good for us. And he's away in 2.5. So there is Daniel Ricciardo. There's Fernando Alonso. And actually, Hülkenberg comes out just side by side with Alonso. I think Alonso will get through. Just because he's got warmer tyres, but that's not bad.
Alonso 0.9 behind.
And now just needs to follow Fernando closely. Mick Schumacher, meanwhile, 2.1 now behind Lewis Hamilton. Closing in. So we pass Bottas now. Hulkenberg battling with Stroll and Tsunoda. But those guys are going for it a bit on those hard tyres. Are they going to be coming in for another pit stop? As I say, it's really interesting how we're all going differently about it. Schumacher's got a good lead over Magnussen. But remember, Schumacher will be coming into the pits again. He's coming in about lap 34. Probably worth pushing on the fuel a little bit. Can't be far off being lapped. You know, we're not necessarily going to be lapped here. Hulkenberg's dropped off here. He's not managed to keep the pace of the 2 Aston Martins and 2 RBs. As Lance Stroll puts in fastest lap of the race. Now Alonso, he's going to be close to an engine failure, you would think. Now Schumacher's okay, I think. Let's push hard.
And you'll go push, go push.
Push hard for Mick Schumacher now. This is his time to shine. Is it going to be this lap? Next lap he's going to come in. He's going to be putting on a set of medium tyres, brand new medium tyres. He should come out in front of Enzo Fittipaldi. So let's watch this then. Schumacher coming in.
Good entry.
Let's see what sort of time he can put in here. 2.5 on the dot.
Will emerge in traffic.
So he heads back out. And he is just in front of Enzo Fittipaldi. Important, I think, for Schumacher to push on here. So we're going to give him a little bit of license to push here.
But that's ahead.
Got a few out there that are struggling on
20 laps to go. 20 laps.
Mechanical issues.
So what DRS? Copy.
Schumacher struggling to get past Fittipaldi here. Bit of a surprise. Bottas not too far ahead, so it's going to be at least 15th for Schumacher, you would think. And that's not too bad. As Hulkenberg's just lapped one of the Alpines once again. And it just shows the series of wrong decisions by Alpine have cost them dearly. You know, we have created a new team. Running it the right way has meant that we're now so far ahead of them. We're a lap ahead of them. Now then, 16 laps to go. Alonso's the one that could blow at any time. Norris is looking pretty precarious as well. Ricciardo now up to P7. Yeah, Alonso's the one that's really dropped off from the pack, along with Nico Hulkenberg. It's a shame for Nico. Schumacher's overtaking Bottas now. Tyre-wise, it's looking a lot nicer. Yeah. I don't think Hülkenberg's going to manage to get Alonso here. It's going to be pretty close. It all depends if it gets any worse. If it does, it's going to be a 4th point scoring performance in a row, because he's 8.5 ahead of Russell. Oh, Alonso's in. Alonso's out. Fernando Alonso is out of the Italian Grand Prix. That's huge. And now then, some people are coming in for a second pit stop. Will we have to cover that? We might have to. We should be fine. Our tyres are okay. Some yellow flags out there. Stroll now has a mechanical issue. Schumacher, meanwhile, 2.5 now behind Kevin Magnussen for 13th place here, which I think is probably all he was capable of. His race pace has really not been fantastic. Obviously, Schumacher is completely demoralised at the moment following a string of mistakes. So his stats are actually not as good as they should be. But yeah, Hülkenberg doing a great job in 10th place here. Just looking after the car, nursing the car. And there's only 5 laps to go here. Back on fuel levels, which is good. He's not actually going to be lapped in this Grand Prix, which is a huge achievement. But Hülkenberg is going to be on the lead lap. He's going to finish in the top 10. And it is just fantastic driving from Nico Hülkenberg. So consistent out there. And there's a string of guys that could well have a mechanical failure in that top 5. You've got Norris, you've got Sainz, you've got Piastri. Max Verstappen, by the way, he's absolutely flying out there. He is back up into 30, put in a late pit stop onto the soft tyres. Don't know where he pitted from, but he ended up behind Yuki Tsunoda, so he's made up a hell of a lot of time. Mick Schumacher, by the way, 1.4 behind Kevin Magnussen now. Yeah, I think Mick Schumacher is gonna get Kevin very, very shortly here.
Fuel.
Yeah, this is going to be the moment, I think. For Mick Schumacher, he's got DRS wide open, and he is through. Beautifully done. And yeah, Kevin Magnussen has got a bad mechanical fault out there. I mean, it's a very tough race on the engine, isn't it, Monza? You're full throttle for most of it. It's, I suppose, to be expected that we've had a fair few mechanical faults out there. But Schumacher now up to 13th. Done a beautiful job out there. And well played to him. That's going to equal his best result of the season. It's going to get us a good amount of profit as well from our race targets. And that's going to really help us out in the final few races of this season. Maybe buying a few more parts for the car. Well, Nico Hülkenberg, he looks like he's going to get another point. He's got another lap to go after this one. He's going to remain on the leader's lap as Charles Leclerc starts the last lap for Ferrari. It looks like it's going to be a Tifosi victory here at the Italian Grand Prix. We're keeping an eye on mechanical failures ahead. There could well be one at any moment. Mick Schumacher, currently in 13th, is about to get lapped by Max Verstappen, who's done an awesome job. But it's Charles Leclerc who wins here in Italy. Very good result for him. Lando Norris finishes second, just behind. It's going to be Max Verstappen that comes across the line to finish third. And Mick Schumacher, fair play to him. He's finished in 13th place today.
Check the flag.
Good result.
To a P13.
Good effort.
Nico Hülkenberg, meanwhile,
Onto the next one.
just coming through Ascari now.
Great. Thank you.
And it looks like he's going to get his 4th
Yep,
points
Robert.
finish in a row. There is yellow flags out there. Not certain for what. I think it's Oscar Piastri. I think he's just stopped. Yeah, he's had the engine failure. After just crossing the line, I think. But here we come then with Nico Hülkenberg. It's another point on the board for him. Very, very well played. Another 10th place finish for him. Well ahead of the Mercedes in the end as well.
Thank you.
Good job.
And you got to say, you know,
just
we're
remember when you
doing
come in,
a
you go
great
P1,
job at the
wait 3
moment
seconds,
of
and then
being
you
ahead of
can
those
go
guys. But yeah, I think Piastri was very lucky in the end.
We see Mick Schumacher now after a challenging race.
And with a 13th place finish, that sadly means there's no points to be claimed.
Out and onto the podium steps Charles Leclerc, the driver from Monaco, really deserving of that top 3 spot.
That takes him up to 3 wins this season. They proved just so hard to beat.
And that, right there, is a picture-perfect end to this weekend in Monza. Well, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
Well, it was a bit of a mixed bag here. Some things went their way, but others didn't. I think their main target now will be finding some consistency for sure.
And with that, our time in Italy is done for another year.
Next time, the teams will be racing through the streets of another city. Join us in Baku on the shores of the Caspian Sea for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
Okay, so there you go then. Charles wins it ahead of Lando and Max. Carlos finishes 4th ahead of Piastri in 5th. Perez finishes 6th ahead of Tsunoda, Stroll and Ricciardo. Nico Hülkenberg rounds out the top 10. Into the Drivers' Championship then, Charles Leclerc has maintained his lead at the top ahead of Max Verstappen in 2nd. Norris is 3rd currently ahead of Sainz in 4th. Nico Hülkenberg, meanwhile, moves to just 1 point behind 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton. Into the Constructors then, and we get another point for our 7th place. It's looking unlikely now that Williams, Haas, Sauber, Alpine, any of them can really reach us. So it's whether we sort of cease development on this year's car, start to focus on next year's. Wow, what a performance in the pit stops. 5th place for Mick Schumacher there, 9th place for Nico Hülkenberg. That is huge for us. That's a nice amount of points. If we can keep that going, we might even make our way up this leaderboard for the final few races. But that's a big one. £927,000 made in profit. Good stuff. Right, new chassis underway, and everything is looking quite nice, isn't it? We have got another Hey, Daniel Ricciardo is joining. That is what we like to see. So Daniel Ricciardo will be joining next season on a salary of £3 million. I'm really excited about that. Daniel Ricciardo is one of my absolute favourite drivers of all time. He will be coming next season to replace Nico Hülkenberg. And to be fair, Daniel Ricciardo has had an awesome season. He has been consistently in the points for RB. He's not that far behind. Well, he is now quite a way behind Yuki Tsunoda, but he's in the top 10. He's ahead of George Russell. I think he's a good signing. So we've got him joining us next season. His current paid engineer is Pierre Hamlin. We might as well scout him to see if he's any good. Maybe could replace Gaetan Diego for next year. But I'm really, really excited about that. That's going to be awesome for next season and getting our heads together. So the Honey Badger will be joining us for Season 2. So it's all going to be about Nico Hülkenberg now and, well, saying goodbye to him. He's had an awesome year this season. And, yeah, I'm just really, really excited to see how he gets on. Now, Mick Schumacher is still considering our proposal, I think. I mean, maybe he's somebody that we don't want to have next season. Yeah, I'm not sure. Don't really know why we've not sorted this out already. Our previous offer was 2 million. Yeah, this looks like a good deal to me. Yeah. Yeah, we want it in 10th, don't we? Yeah, I'll put in a new offer for Mick Schumacher. Offer him another 500 there. Yeah, that looks good. Let's send him that contract through. I think realistically, that's what we would do as a team. But if he doesn't accept that, then we'll look at somebody else for next year. But there you have it then. That is the end of this episode. If you have enjoyed, then give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more F1 Manager videos. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching and goodbye.